least favorite time of the trip. We got about 25 minutes on these back roads that are similar to what I grew up on in Pennsylvania, and I hate it. I wish I could just zoom into the seminary at 70 miles an hour. But anyway, got done listening to the chapel message, started listening to Deep Church by Jim Belcher, and this guy is onto something. Basically, he's pointing out the differences between the traditional and emerging church, and puts them both at two extremes, and that there's a third, better way to do church. More of that to come on the blog, I would say. But anyway, so yeah, I'm on this last leg of the drive, and it's pretty annoying, especially when you're behind somebody that's going 3 miles under the speed limit. And that's the whole point of being annoyed with these 2-lane roads. But we're almost there, and again, this day is like a knowledge-filled day. So once I get there, I'll usually just chill in the car for a couple minutes and kind of try to empty my head a little bit, and then class starts at 3:30, and I get a 10-minute break between the next class. It starts at 6:30, and I continue to fill my head with knowledge in class. So it's really cool though, because the way it's been working out is a lot of the stuff I'm doing or listening to, God's kind of put into place because it all kind of works together somehow. And He shows me how, maybe, I don't know what He's going to do today, but the emerging church / traditional church argument with this deep church model will probably come into play and probably be talked about today. I don't know. But that's usually the way God works, and He's just continuing to deepen my knowledge of Him. One of the things that was brought out to me in this book, I guess, that I might forget about later, is that too often we try to measure our Christianity and the success of our relationship to God by how much we do to read the Bible or do devotions or whatever it is. But the whole thing about God is that, yeah, the knowledge base is somewhere where that's something that we need, but the being base for Him, the fact that we just need to have time to be with Him is so important. And we as Americans tend to look over that because we don't like to just be, we like to do things. So instead of just being with God and spending time with God, admiring His creation and praising Him for what He's done in your life, a lot of times we want to focus on what we have to do to get closer to Him. But I believe that the Christian walk is an important combination of the three: knowing who God is and knowing about God and knowing what He's done for us, being and spending time with Him in prayer and in admiration and awe, and then doing certain things like what we would refer to in church as mission projects or helps of some kind. There's a balance between the three, and they are inextricably connected, and one cannot have a truly fulfilled Christian life as if it's all about us without all three of those. So I guess that's pretty much it on the knowing, being, doing, and stuff. My buddy Nate will appreciate that one. Another thing that I thought of is I was watching Chapel the other day, and I love the president of our seminary is awesome. But I noticed something he did when they started talking about different people on stage. It was this kind of open forum kind of thing. He mentioned a couple guys' names and started mentioning a couple more names. And I've seen other leadership that'll just start naming names or naming some kind of knowledge they have over a certain subject. And a lot of times we do that just to show how much we know. I caught myself last night when I was preaching, because I said the word grace, and I started explaining what grace was and called it a gift, and illustrated the gift by giving a gift to a girl whose birthday it was. But I started to say, and the Greek word for gift is charis. And I was like, in my mind, before it even came out, I was like, no, there's no point in that. They don't care what the Greek word is. That's another knowledge thing. And I'm afraid one of the fears that I had in seminary, or going to seminary, was the fact that I could very well fall into this trap of knowledge and haughtiness and arrogance and pride, and being puffed up, as Paul says, by knowledge. So I pray that won't happen to me. And if you're watching this and you want to pray for me too, that would be great. And maybe you need to pray for yourself in that area. Maybe you're a knowledge person, but release some of that knowledge and spend time in being with God, so that it motivates you to do what He's called you to do. In Jesus' name.